Hi folks, or hi, how y'all doing? Welcome back to my place, Homestead Aquarius. We're standing here looking into one of my hugelkultur grow beds. I show this a little bit here lately. It's not about this today. This is about the good that you can do for yourself with your trees. I've got a few fruit trees here, as some of you folks know. If you're just joining me for the first time, having fruit trees on my property here, I permaculture garden. Okay, that's what I'm doing. I'm turning my whole place into a permaculture Garden of Eden. We got a few thorns in here right now. We got to get rid of some of them thorns. But one thing that's important, and it's an anchoring system for permaculture, are the trees. You know, trees, perennial fruit trees, they give you so much food that just, it's there. Nature offers it up for you. You just got to help her a little bit. They say that, you know, a lot of people want to plant trees, you know, and the message is out there to plant trees, any trees. And if you do that, that's a good thing. But what if you plant a tree every day that's fruit trees? Or what if you plant a fruit tree once a month or something? You know, every fruit tree that you put into your soil is going to provide you hundreds of pounds of fruit one day in the future for you or the people that follow you. So that being said, I'm underneath a plum tree. It's either Methley or Rosa. I think it's a Methley plum. Yeah, I think it's my Methley plum. I've got some wild plums that I'm going to be planting somewhere else on my property. I have peach trees, wild peach trees, also called Indian blood peaches or Indian peach. I've got those. I have got a bunch of mulberry trees, and I've got a bunch that's coming up from seed that I started 1 year ago. One of my first videos from a year ago was where I collected up a bunch of mulberry seeds, cleaned them up, put them in the refrigerator. They were sitting in there for a year. Now I've got them coming up. It's wild things, native red mulberry trees. But the way that you or me, you know, grow them is going to be different. And let me tell you something. Most of the time we see, you know, a big fruit tree like that growing up, you know. Now look what you got. Plant you a tree and you can ensure yourself a big harvest of fruit. Look at this. I'm really going to save myself from starvation with this fruit. Look at this. All of this, okay? This is a fail for me, right? The tree didn't fail. The tree is making fruit like it should. But the wind has knocked every bit of this off. I have lost every bit of fruit that was on this. I think I found 3 plums, 3 plums that are still attached to it. That's not going to help me do a thing. I'm going to retrain these trees. This one, this plum tree, and my pear tree. Now, what I'm going to be doing is training these to grow in an Espallier system. That's what they call it, Espallier. I've heard it pronounced Espallier, but it's where you keep your trees or other types of plants growing in a sideways, low fashion, low to the ground. Okay. There are many reasons that you want to prune your trees, and many reasons why Espallier is a wonderful thing. One, you see this right here? This is a disease that hits many different types of stone fruit. It's a canker. And if you've got a tree like this, you want to empty out the inside branches and let your branches breathe. Well, in Espallier, your branches are all spread out, you know, with distance in between them. So they got great airflow and great sun. That's important. Hey, y'all forgive me for these dang allergies. It's terrible. But I am going to cut this plum tree plumb up. All right, but I'm not going to do that one first. This is going to get extreme. If you've never seen this done, it's going to be a bit extreme. This is one of my hugelkultur grow beds that I keep wanting to get dirt into and start growing. And I'm going to be able to do that here pretty soon. This is my pear tree. It's a Baldwin Pear. Now, it came out and bloomed. It was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. But look how tall it is, right? We had some major frost that came in just as soon as it was in full bloom and killed every bloom on it. I have not seen one surviving piece of fruit. Now, this is tall. It's like 16 foot tall up there. That's hard to cover up in the frost. But if I cut this back and espallier it and spread it out, train it to grow low and wide out, it has many wonderful properties to that. That's going to help me a lot. The fruit will be able to be picked easily. It won't be tall like a sail way up in the sky whipping back and forth. The wind won't knock off the fruits of my fruit trees, especially my mulberries. Many benefits to growing it that way. And if a frost comes in after it's in bloom again next year, if it's down here low, then there's a possibility I can cover that up easily. It'll be manageable, not 18 or 20 foot up, okay? But enough of that. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this, it's like this right here, this spire right here. It's just shooting straight up in the air. I'm going to take this one out. I'm going to take it off right about here. And I'm going to take out a few others, okay? There's a special word for that. I want to say it's atypical pruning, but I don't think that's the correct word. I'm messing up that word, but it's to stop the tree from growing tall. It's a way to keep your tree growing short. That kind of pruning you want to do in the summer, okay? You want to come in here and get rid of these parts that are growing tall, cut them out in the summertime, right? And when you do that, that stops the tree from growing higher. And you prune in another time of the year to do other things, okay? But that's what you do during the summer. Cut it off and stop that upper growth. And then these smaller, lower branches, I'm going to take and train over time to grow low, all right? That's what I'll be doing. And you'll see the benefits of that along the way, and a few things that maybe I can do with that are going to be pretty neat. So let's see. And this is the first time I've been able to use my new pruning saw. I'm so proud to have that. My oldest son bought that for me for Christmas, and today's the first day. This is a good saw. Good saw. We're going to take it off at an angle. What you always want to do when you're making your cuts on any kind of plants is get that angle in there. Make sure that the rain doesn't settle on a stump that's flat. You want to take all your pruning cuttings off at an angle. Oh, that thing just works so well. I've used carpenter saws. Oh, I have used the back side of my machete. It's got one of those little blades on there. Little saw blades on the back. Now it's where it gets timber. We don't want it to do that. Hold on. Just stay. Well, okay, it's going to go do that anyhow. There we go. All right, there's that one. Woo! I just opened up a big bunch of sky. All right. Now, I showed you that just in case you've never seen anybody cut a tree. All right. All right, look here. You see that angle? It's hard to get in here. There we go. This is pretty much level. Right now, the phone camera there is level. So you're seeing the angle. That's going to let the rain hit it and run off. If you let it pool, you're going to introduce disease. That's going to have a tendency to rot and cause you problems. You don't want that. So, this is severe. This ain't going to be 16 feet tall in a minute. Let me put y'all down for just a moment, and I'll get this finished up. Okay, well that's done now. And it's, I've got his laying over here. Now let me take this off. See this tag? For folks that are just joining my channel, that's a little invention I came up with using, let's see, in this case, it was somebody that littered around here and threw out a Dr. Pepper can, I think. Or might have been cherry Coke, I don't know what it was. Somebody threw the trash out, I picked it up and cut the can apart and made a little label, a little aluminum plant ID tag for my Baldwin Pear out of that piece of trash that somebody threw out. These are wonderful. We'll put this back into service here. Right here. I want you to check out this snap in action here. Look at that. Boom. With one hand. One hand. That little tag's going to be there. They stay on really well. Yep, and it's very durable. Okay. Where I'm walking around here is not the best terrain to walk around while you're looking at a phone. Yeah. I see now what we got here. Let me back up just a little bit. Maybe a little bit more. I'm going to break my neck out here. Standing on all this right here. All this is pretty uneven. Yeah, it's all right walking forward. You see that big old gap now? That's not a very tall pear tree now. Now all of these branches I'm going to be training to gently start working their way to grow lower. All right, these are very long. Now pear trees are very brittle and they break easily, so I'm going to have to be careful. If I fail at it, it'll shoot off more, and that'll be okay. You know, I'm going to do that. I'm going to get this thing going now in the summer so it doesn't get tall. So right now it's about waist height. That cut right there is waist height. So this is going to come up a little bit in the future and it's going to spread out. That's going to do some awesome things for me. Yeah, look at that. I'll be tying those off to the ground to get them trained, and I think you're going to like what I do with them. But that has been sitting there for years growing, and the first few of them, it didn't get sun. The first probably 4 years it got hardly any sun, and now it's got plenty of sun and it's shooting up to the sky. So anyhow, that's what I've done with that pear tree. Now I've got the plum tree to go. Maybe I'm going to cut it off for today. Maybe I'll look and see how long this is. But, you know, basically, all I've done was taken out all the main internal growth, the main trunks that were shooting off high. All right, that's what I've done. All of these limbs are very low. I took out basically the top of it, right? That's all I've done. And if you want to do this, you can do the same thing. Research, you know, a lot of videos out there that you can learn from. Yeah, let me put that saw down for a second. Let's see. You know what? This video, look over here. All right. It's getting a little long. Look what I see here. I see, this is from a previous episode, but it finally worked. I have 0 ants in here. As far as I can tell, I don't have any little ant budgies in there anymore. So that's going to come in handy here in just a minute, but not today. I will see you folks later. Today from Homestead Aquarius and my newly Buzz sawed, haircut, cut that sucker down. Uh, scary pruning job here in the middle of summer. I'm going to say goodbye, and I hope to see you again tomorrow, and I hope you see me. So I'll see you then. Thank you for watching.